And yeah, I think the big burden is going to be how impactful turns 1 and 2 are versus this red-blue deck. If you get something like some of the questing 2 characters on 1 and 2, then that can be something that's very, very impactful here. So I love that you brought that up.
Yeah, so the key to victory here for the Emerald Amethyst deck is to be fast. It has the ability to have a very effective one-drop with a Cursed Merfolk. That's a card that Mo is going to want to see very early. He's going to want to go, I think, wide. Mo's game plan, actually, I talked to him a little before this. It's to go wide, it's to be aggressive, it's to get early, it's to go underneath this. And so he's going to want to get a lot of characters on the board very early. On the other side, I don't know who's on the player draw here yet, but let's say that Dihn is on the play. Card advantage is something that he's got to think about. So he's going to want to get to that Hiram as early as possible, going to want to set that up on turn 4. But the ramp is so important in this game. At some point, Mo is going to hit, and ideally he's going to hit the Genie on turn 4. It's going to be very important that Dihn finds an answer to that Genie as soon as possible. Ideally, a Maui Half Shark, which can shut down all of the aggression. That Maui sitting there as a threat to challenge into your characters and pull back actions really slows down anybody trying to run under this deck. So getting to that Maui as soon as possible is going to be important.
Speaking of important, we have a 1-drop here from Mo, and it is one of the best ones. It's a Cursed Merfolk on turn 1. And like you said, super important here in this matchup. Tipo is going to lead to a Develop Your Brain, a card I haven't seen in quite a while, but this we know from Dihn King Fam. He'll every now and then play a card or two that other people might not be, loving as much or might not be as into as much, but he does really well with them, so it's hard to argue with the results.
And this is the turn 1 Mo wants right off the bat. It's turn 1 Merfolk, turn 2 Quest with it. We'll get a couple of other characters on the board here, I think. Oh, we do see a Pegasus Shift go into the Inkwell. That's a card that not everybody plays in these decks. It was really popular previous sets with the 1-drop Pegasus followed by the Shift. So we know now that Mo is running that. That's a fun card to see. And going wide here with 2 characters on the board, 4 lore on the board on turn 2.
Yeah, Magic Broom and Diablo added for Mo Shumblin here. Back over to Dihn. Let's see. I see a Sail the Azure at Sea. So he does have that ramp for turn 2. Is that a Tipo or...
It is, and in this matchup, the Tipo is usually the better play because you want to have an answer for those Merfolk. Those Merfolk, if left unchecked for 2, 3, 4 turns, will be very impactful. So you want to get that Tipo on the board, ramp that way, and then you have a way to answer that Merfolk next turn. Interesting card into the Inkwell as well. The Goofy showing up here. Interesting. This is a super goof. An interesting card to see in this build. Not often played in this deck. This is a 2/4 that can gain 2 lore on the challenge when it rushes as soon as it comes into play. So it gives you a little bit of reach in this deck, and it's a fun card to see.
Looks like you get that extra ink from Dihn as well. Does have does have a couple songs to sing as well in turn 4. So doing the thing he's supposed to be doing here. Now we're going to go ahead and quest up completely for Mo Shumblin here. That's 4 that's going to go over. Love starting the way your turn out this way because this Magic Broom, I've got to believe, might be getting translated into a card here. Maybe you keep it around because there's only a 1/2 on the other side. You can maybe get another lore out of it.
We'll see. I do think you want to gather as much lore as possible early. I wouldn't be surprised to see it stick around. Here we have a fun card. This is a 2 lore Prince Philip. Quest for 2 lore, and I believe it has Ward as well, making it difficult to get around.
Yeah, and I love keeping that Magic Broom around for at least one more turn. There's no challenge set up for you here that makes it worrisome that you're not going to get the card off of it. I think you can be a little extra greedy in this spot with it. Now I see another ramp spell from Dihn here. Sail the Azure at Sea, another card off the top. He has to put 2 cards into his Inkwell this turn if he wants.
We do see the Maui Half Shark there, which would be an impactful card in this matchup. We also have, importantly, the Rush Maui, friend to all, which can answer one of the threats on the board. But again, ramping into that Be Prepared, I think, is where Dihn wants to be.
Also, the fact that it is Sail the Azure at Sea this turn means that these inks are going to be unexerted. So if he can utilize this Brawl here, which I think he's going to pick off one of these characters. I wonder if it's just going to be this. Let's see. It can't be the Prince Philip. So yeah, it's going to be that Cursed Merfolk.
Yeah, definitely not wanting to discard a card to that Cursed Merfolk. Tipo there banishing the Diablo, and of course Mo will draw a card off of that. That card replaces itself, and I think it's back over to Mo with 3 lore on the board, and that Prince Philip, which is a fun card, I think, in this build sitting there.
Yeah, quite a bit of a lore advantage here as well. 6-0 in the favor of Mo Shumblin. Picked up a Fox for his turn. Let's see how he wants to play this. It's been a while since Prince Philip can play. Baby Pegasus is going to go ahead and make its way into the Inkwell. There we go. We're going to go ahead and quest up for 1 here, go up to 7. Got to believe maybe that Magic Broom is going to get turn into a card here. Let's see. Draw from the rabbit. Consult the hand. See, do we need to draw another card here? We're going to be going into the 6 ink turn. So maybe you can get another quest out of this magic broom.
So let's take a look at the hand here. We do have Ursula Deceiver here. One of the things we mentioned is Dihn does have a Be Prepared sitting over there, which could clear the board on turn 7. But Ursula Deceiver is the answer there. So if Mo feels like he wants to prevent that for a few turns, unless he wants to draw it out, that Deceiver can pick that card. It's a fun note.
Definitely a really good note there that Prince Philip is going to quest, moving Mo up to 9-0 lead. Now the Maui's going to come into play, take care of that Prince Philip really well. So that's a good spot for Dihn to find a way to take care of some of these questers over Emotion. It's done a really good job these last 2 turns making inroads on Mo's side of the board. As we pass back over, he's got just that Merlin Rabbit left over, picked up another Cursed Mofolk. You got to believe that Ursula's probably going to come into play somehow this turn.
Yeah, so one of the things one of the things that when playing Emerald Amethyst that I like to describe this game as is kind of a 2-phase game. When you're playing a control deck, once you get into the late game, oftentimes those decks are just going to gain control of the board. They just have too many control answers, especially the wipes. By the way, speaking of Deceiver there, it comes down, taking out that board wipe I was just talking about, that Be Prepared going to the discard pile. So once you gather as much lore as you can in the early game, ideally you want to get to 10, 11, 12 lore, kind of in the range that Mo is right now. Phase 2 kicks in, where you're looking to get some of your reach cards, your goats, your white roses, or perhaps Go-Go Tamago in this meta to close things out. So getting up into this range while not being able to close it out is not terrible because you do have those cards which can get you there as the game stretches on.
Does look like the Maui's going to go ahead and trade into the rabbit. So a card draw here for Mo. Another card drawn. Kipo's going to go ahead and quest up here as well. It looks like it's going to be just a pass back over to Mo here, setting up for possibly that big Sisu next turn. And
let's just look at how impactful getting rid of that Be Prepared was this turn, because I think Dihn would have loved to play that. Have all that ink there, ready to go, and nothing to use it on, having timed that Deceiver perfectly.
Oh, absolutely. Now that Magic Broom is going to go ahead and quest up to 11. The Merlin goes to go up to 12. Since the character's played, the Broom is allowed to be put into to put away for another card. Another 3 lore coming up for Mo here. He knows he's probably going to get swept up here, but I like getting the goat into play as quickly as possible. It's going to bypass that Sisu sweep here and leave him with something in play that can quest. We already see that there's a fox in hand as well, so possibly getting to pick up that goat as well sometime soon.
Sending a Cloud Kicker into the Inkwell here, getting a little extra resources. One of the things that you want to consider in these Emerald Amethyst decks, you don't want to overextend your Inkwell too much, but at the same time, at some point in the game, you want to be able to play a goat and bounce a goat, and you want to be close enough to do that. And so getting a little extra ink when you can is helpful.
And Tipo's going to sit around. Let's see. They'll go ahead and quest with it yet again. I believe Dihn is at 2. Yeah, there we go. We got it updated. Card off the top for Mo here. It looks like a white rose.
It's a white rose. Another card that's going to get you 1 closer. Not a terrible top deck, because now we are in the single digits. Every single lore matters. The fox coming down, bouncing the goat. 1 more lore for Mo.
Yeah, that goes up to 18, and this actually pairs up pretty well. He's going to be able to ink 1 more card here, play the white rose, and possibly go up to 18 or 19, whatever it is here. And that's going to be
going to be the game. Wow.
Quick game 1 over to Mo. And I can see why you were saying that as the purple deck here, you actually kind of like this matchup sometimes in the blue-red.
Yeah.
Maybe Dihn can even it up, or maybe Mo just gets a repeat of game 1. I think he'd be pretty happy with that opener again here in game 2.
So one of the things I mentioned here, we didn't see much Hiram popsicle action going on there that first game, but on the play, Dihn being behind a card, will want to get to that card draw earlier, a lot sooner. That 1 card can make a big difference, the card that you get for being on the draw.
Is Mo keeping 1 and get rid of 6 here? I think that's a possibility, or is he keeping 6 and get rid of 1? Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're going fully deep for Mo here. This makes me wonder, does he not have a 1-drop in his opener, or is that the only card that he kept? Usually when I see a lot of cards like this, you're looking for something specific, and you didn't have that in the opening 7, so you want to get the most cards possible to get deep into it.
Yeah, Mo wants a lot of 1-drops. He runs a lot of them in this list, and so he's looking for a lot of early game cards, and he's also looking for some key cards. Having that Deceiver in hand is a nice insurance policy early. You can ink it if you don't need it, but if you can hang on to it to prevent that board wipe, that's great. In previous metas, you could use it to pick 1 jump ahead, but we don't see that run quite as much anymore.
Surprisingly, seen it a little bit today. We saw it in one of our early matches. I was watching one earlier from the from the feature match viewing area, I saw Tipo sing a one jump ahead. I was like, okay, that seems really good to me.
So let's look at Dihn's opening here. We do have the popsicle. I see Sail to Azurite Sea on turn 2, so we do have that ramp. And is that a Maui Half Shark I see there? I think it is.
I think that is, yeah.
Which would be a very important card if we can get it online.
If a popsicle on 1 from Dihn, like you said, super important. Let's see, is there that 1 drop from Mo? If not, Dihn's got to be feeling pretty good.
I think we do have some 1 drops, but we don't have the one we want, I think, which is the Merfolk, unless I missed it. It will probably be, I want to say the Pegasus.
Yeah, I see a followers for sure. It does look like it is the Pegasus on turn 1.
It is the Pegasus. You do want those Merfolk if you can get them, so Pegasus is fine. It'll quest for a little bit. It is a shift target for later on, but we do have plenty of other 1-drops to drop on turn 2, though, so Mo is going to be able to go wide a bit again.
Yep, Sail the Azurite Sea here, turn 2 for Dihn. That allows him to play another popsicle as well. This is a great start for Dihn here.
Yeah, fantastic start. We have the popsicle set up for Hiram there. We have that shark sitting, waiting to come in on turn 6. This is going to be a little bit more of a battle, but let's see how Mo responds.
Yeah, not the 1-drop that Mo wanted, but it is one of the 1-drops in the deck, so that's a good start for him here. Does he have the 2 more 1-drops again this turn? Is he going to go with a 2-drop? It does look like he has multiple 1-drops here now as well. Curse Merfolk into Return to Box followers.
So we did top deck the Merfolk there, which is a great card to draw in this position. We know we're dropping 2 1-drops. We get that high lore character on. Grandma Tala coming down here to ramp a little bit more and find another card. Or to find another card, rather.
Yep, back over to Mo here. Dihn added a card to his hands here. So we're going to start out with the Return to Box followers because we're most likely to cash this one in. So I like to start this way. Got to quest up. Get a free card here. Rabbit added to the hand here for Mo. Another 3 lore added here as well for Mo. Way behind in Ink. Way ahead in lore. Typically how this matchup's going to go very, very early.
That is exactly how this matchup's going to go.
Yeah. I think I see a Sir Hiss hand, but it's just going to be a snake that picks up the Merfolk and redeploys it where it is not exerted anymore, meaning that Dihn cannot challenge anything in play right now for Mo. No free value off this Grandma Talia.
I really like that play. This gets you almost a guaranteed extra 2 lore out of that Merfolk, getting you a little bit closer. These Emerald Amethyst decks are usually going to win kind of by inches. Every single lore matters, so if you can squeeze out 4 lore out of a Merfolk in the early game, it's fantastic.
Take a look at Din's hand. I think I see Maui, 2 Pirates' Lives, and I think that's another Maui as well.
Yeah, this is a rough hand.
It's 2 Half Sharks and then the Reckless Maui.
Yeah, so we do have a Maui play here, and then eventually those Pirates' Lives are going to be online. I mean, Maui, Pirates' Life is a song you can sing for 6. Great character to sing that is Maui Half Shark, and you can start getting a cycle here going with the Maui Half Sharks in play, singing Pirates' Life, bringing them back when they challenge any openings, and it's just going to be tough to overcome. As an Emerald Amethyst enthusiast, Pirate's Life is one of my least favorite cards because, as I said, it's usually a game of inches, and losing that 2 lore is brutal and can make all the difference in these games.
Absolutely. So a little bit of an inefficient turn, but it's just what Dihn has. A brawl here to take care of that Curse Merfolk, leaving some ink unused this turn. But back over to Mo. Picked up an Olaf. That's going to go ahead and go right into the Inkwell. Going to get followed up by this Rabbit, which is going to draw him another card. Help him elongate this game just a little bit. 2 lore added the total here. It's going to be 7-0. But as we said, this is just the way this game plays out. He's going to get out to a big lead, and it's on Dihn to stem the bleeding. Oh, a Beef Repair picked up for Dihn here. That's going to be a good target for that Ursula that was just picked up by Mo. We talked about this. The timing of those 2 cards together can be very impactful in these matches. But that Maui Half Shark has come into play, and it's going to get really, really impactful over these next few turns. We saw some Pirates' Lives in the hands. If Dihn can play those and then also challenge of Maui Shark in 1 turn, that could be a huge turning point in this game.
Maui Half Shark is such a frustrating card to see on the opposite side of the board because not only does it give your opponents lore every time you play an action, but it really makes you think twice about questing. Mo is somebody who wants to push the lore a little bit higher every single game. You don't want to build a wide board because then you're playing into the board wipes, but having that Maui Half Shark there is so threatening. Giving your opponent back in action is, it feels terrible.
Yeah, it can never feel good. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and go with another Merlin Rabbit here. Get another card deeper into our deck. I wonder if Mo is going to be questing here. It's a very, very dangerous play to make with that Maui half shark sitting across the board. As you said, lots of ways this can go really, really wrong for you if you're Mo.
Yeah, and so Mo thinking about here, he's looking at the actions down there. He's like, how much do I mind if one of those actions is pulled back? Perhaps the brawl, but not knowing, I don't think we've seen the hand recently, not knowing that that Pirate's Life is there. So that's a song that could be sung this turn. Maui half shark could then challenge and pull that right back.
It does look like the White Rose is going to get added to the ink, allowing a Cursed Merfolk to follow this up. It's going to push the lower total up to 10-0. We're back over to Dihn, and Dihn does have a Be Prepared here this turn if he wants to do this. Will cost him all of his ink, so it doesn't look like it's going to be a Be Prepared turn, since we saw a Popsicle start here.
Yeah, and it's not a bad play here to try to draw out that Be Prepared or that board wipe. I mean, Mo is staring at a Maui half shark. That's a brutal card which can close out the game on its own. So perhaps, you know, saying, hey, if you have the board wipe, I don't love it because I've got a lot on the board, but if I have to rebuild my board with the 2 cards I got off the rabbit, my other cards in hand, while you lose your Maui half shark, that's not terrible.
Does look like the Brawl is going to go back to hand here from Dihn as well. After picking off the Pegasus, you know, he has a few other ways to do this as well. It looks like he's going to play another Maui half shark and then pick off this rabbit with that Grandma Talia. It's going to get a card in for Mo, and then he's going to go ahead and heal up the Grandma Talia as well. So Popsicle into the discard pile. So 2 Mauis in play now. So any action is going to gain an extra 2 lore for Dihn here. And then if he gets to start challenging, I think this game is going to get way, way away from Mo here.
Yeah, it's a challenging position. At this point, you know...
I see what you did there.
Yeah, a little Lorcana pun. At this point, one of the things you may want to consider doing is trying to draw out that board wipe. Anything to get rid of those Maui half sharks. This is fun. Get some information here. Take a look at the hand. There are options available. Yeah. And to be quite honest, that's probably the right choice. You want to prevent... Losing that 2 lore is brutal, and... the board wipe is not terrible.
You're actually kind of okay with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're like, please play the Be Prepared. I think it's better for me than it is for you. These Mauis are representing so much lore gain. If you play 1 Pirate's Life, which they can sing, you'd gain 4 lore and your opponent would lose 2. That is a huge swing. Now,
it's a card we can pull back here, but again, I think that board wipe is something you're not unhappy to see. So 2 more characters to the board. Here we're going wide.
Yeah, Sir Hiss and Diablo added for Mo here, almost daring Dihn to play this Be Prepared. I wonder if he's going to quest this turn. And here's the thing, he did add 2 more characters to the board, but I kind of like this because one of them will replace itself if it gets Be Prepared. The Diablo will draw an extra card, and then you'd feel kind of okay because you would draw 2 cards off this board.
So will 2 cards. So I think this is the right move here. Leave everything up. Don't allow that Pirate's Life to come back. At some point, Dihn is perfectly happy, Dihn's perfectly happy right now to start playing that Pirate's Life. Brawl coming down here. We will gain 2 lore off those half sharks.
And removes that Cursed Merfolk as well. Dihn. Let's look, we're going to start questing as well. With the sharks, they're pretty safe. They have evasive. There is a Sir Hiss, but those will be able to pick off a shark by themselves. Maybe if there's a crab somewhere in Mo's deck, we might be able to get a nice trade in. Also, this way, taking the Pirate's Life from Dihn, I think this is good because it puts Dihn in a spot where hey, you might not be able to use your ink next turn.
That's true. That Be Prepared is kind of a brick in your hand. You can't ink it.
A super goof added here for Dihn. One of my local players is absolutely in love with this card, by the way. Plays it in every deck that he possibly can.
I love this card. And I love this enchanted card, too. I think this might be Sam Nielsen's only credited card. At the very least, he's one of a few. A brilliant concept artist who does most of the concept work.
I'm not saying that it's better, but this is one of the few cards where I prefer the original art to the enchanted art. I love the original art on this card. Like him flying around in what look like pajamas and stuff. I absolutely adore this. This is the Goofy I remember as a child.
Yeah, this board state is so fascinating and fun. Dihn is slowly pushing the lore higher. Every action that he draws and plays will get him 2 lore. Mo doesn't want to present anything that'll allow him to pull back actions. 2 exerted characters represent 2 actions pulled back. I think the game plan here, again, is to just build up your board until you represent nearly lethal, not lethal, but end game, enough lore to close out the game, and then force that board wipe, and then rebuild.
So A kit's going to get played here for Mo. He's going to put the super goof back into Dihn's hand. Now he's going to do some accounting here. How much do I have? We've made a big investment this game. Can I cash in just yet? Nope. The stock hasn't matured fully yet, so we don't want to cash it in just yet.
And this is so good. So that's 7 lore on the board. We know we have goats. We know we have bounces. We know we have white rose. We know we have go-go tamagos. So there's ways that Mo can close it out with cards that are not on the board and not questing. At some point...
I mean, Mo is just daring him, right? Like, he's just daring him to be prepared.
Yep.
He's like, look, you're going to have to be prepared at some point in time. It's going to take up pretty much all, if not all, of Dihn's turn when it happens. So we do have a brawl to kind of break this up just a little bit. And then Mo would still draw a few extra cards with this. I kind of like going after the Ursula as well. It's something you don't want to get bounced later and then take the be prepared out of your hand. So good targeting by Dihn there. And Dihn senses this. He's like, look, I mean, I've got to start doing this stuff. So this is 4 more lore for him this turn. He's up to 7.
That's true. One thing I want to point out, a line that's fun here. Sirhis represents 1 lore on the board. With a go-go tamago, if the Sirhis challenges into the Maui, putting 4 damage on it, that's a 4 lore swing with the go-go.
Without leaving something that can be challenged back as well. That's a really tight play.
Right. So that's a line that's available. A go-go is such a powerful card in this deck. I think it was in Game 3 of the European Championship where we saw a go-go gain 8 lore, 4 upon play, bounced back, and then 4 again. So a very powerful card. And we have a board state here which would allow a significant lore gain off it if it's drawn.
Getting 8 in one turn of a go-go is kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever seen it get more than like 2.
It might have taken 2 turns for that one, but it was definitely the same
okay,
go-go.
You might be right. This might be the play. Sirhis just attacked into this Maui. There it is.
There it is.
The go-go tamago is going to get 4 more lore added from more shambling here. That's up to 14, and I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is threatening 20 next turn.
Yes.
What a call.
Wow.
Hey, do you have the lottery numbers?
I don't know.
He's going to go up and go up to what? I think 19 here?
Yeah.
I like this too because it's be prepared or bust a lot for Dihn here as well. Was that a Pirate's Life off the top?
Yeah,
I think I saw a red card.
The problem is the Pirate's Life, which is going to slow this down a little bit. At this point, he can pull back a Pirate's Life, sing a Pirate's Life, play the be prepared, knocking it back 3. But it really does invite the board wipe here.
So this is a really complicated turn from Dihn, and it's probably going to start out with challenging with one of the Maui Sharks to get back something like a Pirate's Life.
Yes.
And kind of go that way. You can challenge with both of them, possibly. But I don't think you can do that without playing the be prepared this turn.
That's the challenge. You need to be able to play the be prepared, but you also need to be able to sing a Pirate's Life because a goat or a white rose off the top deck and the Emerald Amethyst player wins this game.
Yeah, that's a really good call. I think you have to challenge with the Maui Half Shark that has no damage on it, so it sticks around so you get the extra lore off the Pirate's Life as well. Dihn, a player who usually plays very deliberately, very quickly, taking his time here, and you can't blame him. This is a super complicated turn. Oh, it was a Pirate's Life off the top.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so he could possibly sing both, but maybe, I'm not sure if it's better just to get one. Yeah, it might be better just to get one out of your discard pile.
That is true. I think it's important to pull one back because this deck can close things really quickly.
He can't win here, can he? So if he sings Pirate's Life, that's 8. He's only got 9, so he'd be at 19. He almost can win the game here. Does he have another action? Wait, so if you sing Pirate's Life, well, you can't get the second one and sing that one as well. I apologize, because then you could play Be Prepared and win here, but you can't do that because you have to challenge one of them to get the second Pirate's Life. Okay, I got ahead of myself there a little. I apologize.
I'm mathing as well.
Yeah.
Certainly you can get close, and of course I forget what it is in its hand. I'm not gonna lie, but Super Goof is another card which could come down to get 2 lore instantly. So you can get pretty close.
Yeah, I think he's actually super close of just winning the game this turn, but he's going to be a little bit short, I think. And that's what's giving him pause, I believe.
What a game state.
All right, so many different lines that you could take here. So it is going to start with Dihn challenging. He's going to challenge the Diablo. You can draw an extra card, Mo. He's going to get back a Pirate's Life. A card that it's not embarrassing to play over and over again as this game goes on. So he's going to go ahead and sing this one. That's going to gain him 4, lose 2 for Mo. So Mo's going down to 17, up to 14 is Dihn. All right, he's going to quest to 15 here. You're Here comes the B prep, I believe. Yeah, be prepared. It's going to gain 2 more lore and equal 17 for both of the players. Another card for Mo here as well, though, as the rabbit goes away.
Wow.
Dihn couldn't get to 18 here to make sure the Pirate's Life was good enough to win it. Oh, is that a...
It's a deceiver. It's a deceiver.
That's huge.
We'd love to have more high lore characters here, but that deceiver is a big draw. We're going to take a look at the hand. We're going to pick the Pirate's Life. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
He was going to have a Pirate's Life and Super Goof. He was going to possibly be able to win this very quickly.
Yeah, and then we have a kit, and then we have, oh, here it is. It's like you have the answer or you don't.
Dihn hasn't picked his cards up just yet.
There are outs. There are plenty of outs.
Sail the Azure at Sea. Okay. Oh,
Visions of the Future. We're going to take a look. We're going to dig. We're going to find. We're going to play to our outs. There's brawls. There's plenty of things we could remove one of those characters.
Big Sisu, but I don't think we have enough ink. Your Hiram, a Tipo. I don't think we have enough ink for the Big Sisu. I think I see a 5-drop Maui as well.
I think we need a brawl.
Yeah, I think we need something that interacts with the board. It looks like this might be a miss for Dihn.
Oh, man.
Yeah, card added to hand for Dihn here. Didn't seem excited about it.
Let's see. I mean, I think we got a Hiram maybe. We're going to dig a little bit more. We're going to eat that popsicle, draw 2 cards.
I don't know if there's a card that gets him out of this. He drew a B prep. That's not good enough.
Take the Tipo, pass the turn, quest for 3. Woo! Oh, man. What a finish. What a game. What a game state.
What a match from these two. We've seen some incredible Lorcana back and forth today, and that was really impressive. A deck that, look, I'm going to be completely honest. Green Purple is a deck that